think that such a tragedy could occur in this prosperous capital before the regent's very eyes. If I hadn't seen it for myself, I wouldn't believe it. Recently, a bunch of monsters with negative chi suddenly appeared in the nearby mountains, and they've been injuring people everywhere. Sister Yangxin said they're called, right, it's the Devastators. She's just outside the village, keeping the Devastators at bay. She asked me to come here and keep guard, and to see if there's anyone who wants to join us. I've waited an hour. Dozens of students have come and gone, but as soon as they hear the name Devastator, they...
People only care about themselves here. Those devastators have thrown the 3 lines of the Qin mausoleum into chaos, and so it's understandable that the remaining small families are worried for their own safety. No wonder they... We're currently investigating that, but since the incident occurred so suddenly, we haven't had any reports back yet.
Master, Devastators are back again, and in great numbers.
Huh. They're just in time. Let me teach them a lesson. Once you have defeated them, go to Brother Yang Ji and see what he needs help with.
The wound is dark purple, and the blood contains negative chi. Well...
事已至此，我也只好冒险一试了。不过，这是一剂虎狼之药，成与不成，全凭天命。眼下我暂且脱不开身，只得请你去附近找些凝血草和熊胆回来。
Of heaven's children are true heroes. It's a shame I don't really possess the roots of wisdom. They look down on me.
You're young and you've never seen Chu Xinger's style. He's much stronger than these young.
be cost. Cannot be cost.
Extraordinary times require extraordinary measures, and severe diseases require potent medicines. I am afraid it cannot be helped. This Tsungjung powder is a secret recipe of our school. The medicine is extremely effective and not easy to prepare. You can hand it out to the wounded nearby. I hope it'll make them feel better.
Father? Mother? Me?
Not even the Tsungjung powder can help us here. Could it be that... Never mind. This is a matter of life and death. We can't keep racking our brains forever. My friends, there is something I need to ask of you. I've heard that the Awakener's panacea can cure all kinds of diseases, and that it is partially effective against this kind of injury. Well, it's a faction from the south that has only recently made its way to Chang'an. Every day they recruit new believers by making medical diagnoses and selling their medicines. You should know that the Awakener's intentions are uncertain, their behavior is unfathomable, and the so-called panacea is of unknown origin. How could I even dare to use it so recklessly on human beings? But now, we cannot leave any stone unturned, and we need to take that risk. But the Awakeners have always shunned our Heaven's children. Well, first go to the east of the village to find the people who have taken the panacea, and find out what they think about it. If it does turn out to be effective, find a way to buy some from the Awakener preacher.
A panacea then, please. I don't really believe in it myself, but my mother was wounded by devastators, and even the Heaven's children could do nothing for her. Panicking, I looked everywhere for medical advice and got a pill from the Awakeners, which actually did heal my mother. I had to pay a lot to get it, of course, but it was worth it for my mother's life.
It's only thanks to the Awakener's panacea that my stiff leg got better. And I'm not the only one. All the other old folk in the village can also attest to it. I heard that the Immortals have got quite a few other medicines that anyone can buy if they've got the money. Look here, what could I buy using the savings I've put aside for my coffin?
You're after the Awakener's panacea. And rightly so. It is an immortal panacea, after all. If you don't believe it, just look at me. I'm over 80 and I can still work the fields. Well, the medicine is good, but it's not cheap either. I purchased just a single pill with 3 years' worth of savings.
I see you're here for the first time, so I'll give you a bit of a discount. How about 10 silver taels? 10 taels is too expensive? You seem to be dressed like you have it made, but in reality, you're just a poor devil. Slowly, slowly. The cultured man answers with the tongue, not with the fist. If you have something to say, first take your hand off your weapon. There is indeed another way. If you don't have any money, you can do something for me. Take this stack of posters and hang them in the most prominent places in the village. Your hands and feet are fast.
Insufficient inventory space.
Your hands and feet are fast. Not so fast. I'm afraid that's not everything. Ha! Don't get excited. Just help me get back the money that the gambler cheated out of me. Ha! What do you know? They cheated first. I see you got the moves. I have one more task for you. That's it. You can take this bottle of panacea now.
Those Awakeners are so unfathomable. The way I see it, it mostly follows a certain plan. You had better report to Elder Chen Shi and ask him to make a decision. I'm afraid the panacea thing won't go unnoticed by the sister. If she wants to blame someone, just point the finger at me. You and I met by pure chance. You're Hunter Wang Su's kid, right? Why have you come to me?
Immortal.
Don't be scared. What is it? You can tell me.
Mum says that Dad was captured and eaten by monsters outside the village because I didn't listen to her. But the village chief says she's just stirring up trouble in the village.
That means it's about life and death. Bring me...
Yoa's mother, go home. Can't you see I'm busy? I'm sure your husband will be back home in an hour. He's probably gone out drinking again.
But whenever he goes out drinking, he gives his sister Wua a message for me. This is the first time he's just gone away.
Huh. But you've seen that I can't do without anyone here. I heard the Immortals of Heaven's Children are killing bandits over there. Maybe you can ask them.
The Immortals are busy with important matters. They probably wouldn't bother with something like this. His name is Wang Se. Every day he goes hunting with my sister-in-law in the southern forest.
Put down your weapon, and I'll spare you your lives.
I don't know you. You're from the Chin League. A student? The villagers say they didn't used to be this ruthless. They've grown very aggressive recently and they're attacking anyone and anything. It's like they've lost their minds. Well, if they were just a few ordinary madmen or bandits, they wouldn't attack Heaven's children. But some of those who escaped them say one of them was a devastator. I don't know every random person. My brother, Young Ki, is over there to scout the bandit camp. Go and ask him. Give some warning next time instead of jumping out of a bush like that. I thought you were one of them. If it was only one person, but everyone's saying it. So how can there be any doubt?
Have you seen Wang Si the hunter? Something's wrong with them. But what? Don't tell me there isn't a single soul left in this mountain fortress who's still sane.
Help! Is there anyone who can help me? Save me! I'm very rich. Thank you. Here, these are all my savings. Take them. Oh, there are still people in the world who are not greedy. Devastators? Oh, you mean the monsters? I was just taking stock of the armory. Then I heard a strange noise coming from the cave, and I hurried to find out what was causing it. And then...
Who are?
I don't know. Wu Ar and I were just about to go home when we happened upon a group of awakeners who were being hunted by devastators. Wu Ar wanted to go help them. Then I fainted. Oh, God, my head hurts so much. I can't see a thing. All I can hear is her voice. Her faint voice, calling for me to help her. I must save her. I want to take her hand into mine, but I can't even move.
To save us? Oh, yes. Those devastators are exceptionally powerful, like the immortals of Heaven's Children. We originally wanted to kill demons and monsters and set humans free. Who would have guessed we'd be no help at all and end up getting captured? Oh, it's so shameful. That girl. I think I talked to her. She was dragged away into the cave by the monster! powerful. You want to keep moving? Oh, all right. You take care of yourself.
Why do you still resist?
He was just about to say something.
I will break all your bones!
How did it come to this? I owe my life to the Devastator's mercy. At least he's much stronger than this woman. Ah! You gave me a fright. I thought you were another one of those Devastators. When I came in, they were already like that, but luckily you came, otherwise the monsters would have killed me too. I was too busy trying to escape, so I didn't take anything useful with me. We Awakeners normally use the healing arts to save lives. It broke my heart to see somebody die right before my eyes. I would like to stay a while and say some prayers for them. I hope the great Devastator will have mercy on them and that they won't suffer any more pain.
I kept hearing him screaming in pain, so I wanted him to try our panacea, but it was too late. Really? What? In that case, I need to look for him.
Cannot be used here. Cannot be used here.
even if the whole thing makes sense, there's something strange about it. I'm not entirely sure. I'll discuss it with Brother Yang Yong once I'm back. In any case, we can't leave these people in the lurch.
And you surely know Sekong Jing, the leader of the 10 Great Berserkers. He's waiting for you up ahead at the post office. He said that he needed to talk to you about something, and that we needed to let you know.
You're the one who helped Lieutenant Yue fight the Blight Beast. I've also heard that you also had a hand in the changes in Heavenly Ridge. Some people are so envious of you that behind closed doors, they say you owe it all to fate, and that you just got lucky. Until just a moment ago, I too half believed in you and half doubted you. But now that I've seen how you handle things, I, Sekong Jing, will be the first to challenge anyone who still has doubts about you. I've already reported the issue with the Devastators in the southern outskirts to Yishu, and asked him to inform the Qin League. This matter must be settled as quickly as possible. He told me you should enter Chang'an via the Mingda Gate and head straight to the Wuben workshop. He has something important to discuss with you. Speaking of the priest, he's a very interesting person.
Where would you like to go? There's no place in Chang'an City I wouldn't be able to find. No problem, get in. We'll be there in no time. Look at the two dragons playing with pearls. On closer inspection, it's obvious that even the dragon's whiskers are carved so lifelike. Diagonally opposite is the Dragon Star Trade Hall, where people say they sell every possible strength. If you're tired, go to the Qingshan Tea House over there to rest and drink tea. Next door is also a Hongroi bathhouse, where you can take a bath and really relax. If you go north from here, you'll come to the Imperial City, but we normal humans aren't allowed in. Many capable and skilled artisans have gathered in this territory, and the Dragon War Guard is also here.
After so many years of asceticism, I feel completely out of place in the normal world. Seeing as we're not in the Taihua Temple, we don't need to be so formal. I've come to ask you for something. I hope you don't refuse me. Well, it's not such a big deal. Have you ever heard of a certain Chen Shi? Ah, if you've already heard of him, that makes it much easier. When Heaven's Children was founded, Master Chisha, more than anyone, advocated strongly for them. Leader Chu Qingge was very grateful to her, and has long wanted to return the favor. Although Chu Qingge vanished without a trace in a big war 5 years ago, the members of Heaven's Children still regard our Taihua Temple with complete respect, and they also support the plans of the Qin League. I came to Chang'an to make inquiries about the Demon Sword of the South. It would be a great help if Heaven's Children could support me. Exactly. You're very clever. You'll find him on the Suzheng Terrace. That... you'll understand later. But to cut a long story short, I daren't show my face to him again. Oh, I've already looked into that matter with a couple of fellow students. As there are still no clues, it won't hurt if you go there on a secret mission. Inwardly, you should be extremely focused, but outwardly seem as relaxed as possible. Then you should also be able to react to the unexpected.
President Xia, we talked about the invincible anti-demon automaton number 9. Have there been any developments there?
Anti-demon automaton? An automaton like that can be tremendously strong. It would make life much easier for our Taihua instance.
Don't worry, I've already left the matter.
As if Bai Heyi's leaf-picking records hadn't caused enough of a furore, now he's gone and published his new work, Leaf-Blowing Yishu? Him again. Elder Chen Shi has to deal with the matter in Chang'an. That's more than enough. He's only got one pair of hands. You'd better go back to Yishu. If you really want to, there's one smaller matter and one larger matter you can help with. Pick one. Your support is a welcome relief not just to the Heaven's Children, but also to every single subject of the court. March east and wipe out Jiangnan. It's not easy, even if it is small. When you got here, did you notice the Awakener preacher called Yang Qi?
I'd better explain this matter personally. Before you came to Chang'an, you probably already heard about the Awakener's miracle drug. It holds great power, but I don't think the miracle drug is the most dangerous aspect of the Awakeners. What's worse is the doctrine they spread to attract new followers. That's what's so suspicious about it. This Yang Qi avoids the Heaven's Children like the plague. As soon as we approach him, he falls silent. That's right. You're not a Heaven's Children student, and you know the Orthodox teachings. You're perfectly suited for the job.
Insufficient inventory space. Parcel cannot be removed.
Yishu? Him again.
If I don't find the leader of the True Alliance soon, it will be the end of my calling.
those who devote themselves to the Awakeners receive this panacea from the Founder himself. Yesterday, we talked about the infinite divine power of the Devastator, who is able to move mountains, fill oceans, and turn the world upside down. Today, I'd like to talk to you about our Awakener doctrine. The doctrine was passed on by the Devastator personally. It is so all-encompassing and full of wisdom that it takes an entire lifetime of study to understand even just a fraction of it. But the core message is this: light chi and dark chi formed with the separation of the sky and the earth. Light chi is used up, dark chi is created. The only power both in the sky and on earth is the Devastator. If you want to find eternity, you must dedicate yourselves to the one true God. As long as you keep these words in mind, nothing can shake your faith.
Insufficient inventory space.
Yesterday,
I was sound asleep until I suddenly heard that Awakener preacher saying that people should worship the Devastator, respect dark chi, and suppress light chi.
That was quick. What did you find out? The Devastator sect. I've heard the Venerable Ones mention it before, but I don't know any details. But there must be an old manuscript in the apps at Suxiang Terrace that you can consult on this matter. The secretary should have it. What did you find out? If the Awakeners really are involved with them, we should come up with a plan as soon as possible. When the time comes, all the Immortals will have to work together. By the way, Erqing, the Light Summoner from Heavenly Ridge, has just brought a letter. I'll give it to you.
Parcel cannot be removed.
According to Shire, everyone who was injured by the demon sword had wounds covered with purple and black spots, and their skin festers. I had to think of the letter from Hao Tsung, who said that Emperor Tzu Sheng won the battle between the two emperors with an incredibly powerful divine sword. I had to think of the letter from Hao Tsung. A scenario like that resembles the war in which Wuxia was destroyed. A scenario... Not everyone was told the details. If you still have doubts, you can just as well ask Cha Xiao Guai, who is well informed and should not disappoint you. Not everyone...
Are you scared? When you had the demon sword right in front of you in Heavenly Ridge, were you afraid? Never mind the fact that death is no big deal. You were ready to give your life for others. But now you're afraid of a sword?
You're asking about this blood heretical stranger sword? Shh! Not so loud. If the Imperial Guards hear us, we'll be in trouble. No problem. Despite the ban, there are still a few people in the city who talk about it among themselves. I don't think the Imperial Guards have 1,000-mile eyes or wind-whisper ears that would enable them to catch everyone. The Temple of Mercy's sacred Buddhist ground was razed to the ground overnight. It seemed the stream of blood would never run dry. Blood heresy is exactly what it is. Look, I secretly retrieved this destroyed sword from the ruins of the Temple of Mercy. It's got the name Wang engraved in it, but I don't know if that's the name of the owner.
There still seems to be some soul force in the hilt. I'll try and connect it with the lunar mirror of distant dreams.
Since the Great War, the name Stranger's Sword has become widespread. Many officials have written appeals to the new emperor to destroy the sword and punish the Imperial Guards severely. The new emperor was angry and adopted a law which stipulated that anybody who spoke ill of the Stranger's Sword would be mercilessly executed. A destroyed temple can be rebuilt, but the dead will never be revived.
Go. Protect.
Stand your ground here. Don't take a single... No, we can't relax yet. General Wu is coming.
My soul force is limited, and I can only connect to the mirror for so long.
More information. You need to ask Shentu Kaming from the 1,000 Gold Union. What's wrong with that girl? She's an excellent girl. She treated and healed everyone who was injured by the stranger's sword at that. Some of them used to be soldiers in the Dexter Imperial Guard. When the Imperial Guard heard this, they came armed with spears and swords to collect the soldiers. Dr. Shentu simply raised an objection and they almost killed her.
What are you looking for?
This Chow Xiao Guai has got me into real trouble. Immortal, I'd be happy to help you, but General Wu is in a very powerful position. I'm scared the Imperial Guards will come in while we're speaking. Goodbye, ignorant one. What? Ugh. The Imperial Guards confiscated the medical records. How do you know that? This is the medicine I've developed for treating wounds inflicted by the stranger's sword. I showed it to the head nurse and President Liu, and they both said this profane elixir can only treat illnesses, but not prolong any lives. Actually, I should have died a year ago by an Imperial Guard sword. But luckily a knight-errant saved me. Unfortunately, I never found out his name. All I have left is this fleck of blood. Although they're far too seriously injured, as a doctor, I can't just sit by and do nothing. Give them this dish. It contains a narcotic. Even if it reduces their pain only slightly, it will enable them to go with a little dignity.
Dr. Shentu. If you still want to prevent us from catching the evildoers, not even the 1,000 Gold Union will be able to keep you alive.
Out there, they are evildoers. But in the 1,000 Gold Gate, they are my patients.
Prepare to attack! Anyone who opposes us will be killed.
Soul force is exhausted. Those phantoms are dissolving.
What are you looking for?
Oh, I'm so ashamed. I've been a keen student of medicine since I was a child. I fully believed that no disease, no matter how incurable, would ever pose a problem for me. Who'd have thought? I was at a loss to treat a wound from the stranger's sword. I just had to watch as the patient slipped away. Even if anyone could survive, they'd still just be a dead man walking. Yes, a boy called Jia. The stranger's sword didn't hurt him, but it isn't known whether he was afraid or struck by an evil spirit. He was left dazed, and he hasn't uttered a word since then. His mother is taking him to the Temple of Mercy right now. She'll probably ask the master to exorcise the evil spirits from the child. By the way, if you want to visit them, take this mechanical bird with you. Oh, it's not so important. I think you need the right medication to treat diseases of the heart. Fixing this mechanical bird might cure the child's illness, but I'm a doctor and I don't know anything about technical repairs. But I've heard that Lord Jinshu from the Natural History Academy is a dab hand at things like that. He recently returned from a trip and is currently borrowing books from the Imperial Academy. Would you take this mechanical bird to him and ask him to fix it? So, this mechanical bird is the boy's favorite toy. Even when I was treating him, he always had it with him and never let it out of his sight. His mother told me the mechanical bird was a gift that a nobleman gave her when she was young. The bird could sing and talk, but it broke suddenly a few years ago.
And what happened to the parents? Couldn't they find someone to fix it?
Sadly, the child's mother and father both perished in the great fire at the Temple of Mercy.
What are you looking for?
What do you want for that thing? Shame. Look at this emblem. If I'm not mistaken, this must be the work of Master Yue Wu Yi. Of course I can. I'll immediately... I almost fell for that. We don't know each other, so I'm obviously not going to help you for free. Because your eyesight is so poor and my heart is so big, I won't make it too hard for you. I heard there are 3 volumes of supernaturalism in the Chao Chen Palace. But those stubborn wretches won't let me borrow them. Since you asked how you can help me, bring me supernaturalism. Borrow. Borrow. I'm a scholar, I don't steal.
Master Yue is so famous. It's no wonder his work gets copied.
Copied? You examine the magnetic part and the power distributor closely.
hanging around here. It's obvious you're up to something. That's what the villains in the tale always say. Hey, wait! If you're up to rotten tricks, I'm all ears. Huh? Oh! Funny, really funny. Of course I do. Wait here, I'm going. Daddy! Why don't you want me?
Where's the uncouth child who dares talk nonsense from?
Oh, little brother!
I'm not your father.
I can't believe you are so young and your child is already so big!
You're that kind of person. Such a rogue. It would be a big mistake to believe you.
It is good for father and daughter to meet again. So why do you deny it, brother?
Not bad, the exact 3 books I wanted. Those oafs guarded them day and night, and yet here I am holding them in my hands. Don't worry, I've already repaired it. But be careful not to break it again.
What are you looking for?
I have all sorts of medicines for headaches, fevers, colds, breathing trouble, and so on. A light injury can also become serious over time.
Grandma? Grandma?
Dr. Shentu sent that. Oh, I can't believe that even the mother-in-law's songs can't wake up my child. My poor child. There was a rumor going around the neighborhood that the last emperor wanted to pray for his mother at the Temple of Mercy. Dong Shua desperately wanted to see it. He bugged his father and grandmother until they took him along. In the end, they say the Imperial Guards would have surrounded the Temple of Mercy, and shortly afterwards it was flooded. My husband and his mother never came home. My little Dong Shua was rescued by a veteran of the Sinistro Imperial Guard. But something evil must have taken possession of him in the temple. He's never been the same since, and he cries out in his sleep every night. The reconstruction of the Temple of Mercy was finished recently. I'd like to take Dong Shua to the Great Master and ask him to exorcise the evil within him and heal the disease. I don't really know what else to do.
The Merciful One is here for Jia Dongxie? Grave worry, evil disaster. Words can only scratch the surface. The truth runs much deeper. Dr. Shen Tu of the Thousand Gold Union has already made Su He pills for him to awaken his spirit. The medicine does seem right for his symptoms, but the evil-controlling Dong Xie is so extraordinarily strong that normal medicine is not enough. The modest monk has already asked Her Majesty, the Fairy Princess, to help him with Dong Xie's exorcism. Yes, Her Majesty, the representative of Thousand Gold and leader of the Heaven's Children, has been coming here a lot lately to pray for the victims. If she and the modest monk perform the ritual together, the evil is sure to be driven out on the first attempt. But until then, we should keep giving Dong Xie the Su He pills to cleanse and awaken his spirit. There are a lot of pilgrims here at the moment, though, and the disciples are very busy. But you also seem like a receptive student of the Immortals. The modest monk would like to thank you in Dong Xie's place. Now all that's left to do is collect fresh dew water from the leaves in the temple. The pills work better if they are taken with that. Everyone fears punishment. Everyone fears death. Set an example for others. Do not kill, and do not order others to kill. Okay. Then the modest monk will prepare Dong Xia for receiving the medication. You, good Samaritan. Why actually do you care so much about Dong Xia? In that case, actually, a young man called Hao Tsang was already investigating at the Qin League. At the same time, chaos broke out in the temple, of which he was probably not entirely innocent. This sword was a gift from His Majesty to the General of the Imperial Guard, Wu Rui. That's all the modest monk can say about it. You should take a good look around the temple. Even though it's only just been rebuilt, you'll definitely still find a few marks. Don't mention it. Elder Jing from the Qin League and the princess also came to the temple to attend Dong Xia's ceremony. The modest monk deeply admires your compassion. If you find anything out, take it straight to Elder Jing. The modest monk knows absolutely nothing about this matter. Do you remember?
The sins are so great that you can be trapped in the nightmare even without being injured by the stranger's sword.
Your Majesty.
Soi Bai Ling doesn't need to repeat it. Deep in his heart, the abbot already knows. Elder Chen Shi.
Oh,
the exorcism
part of a
ceremony has already
hairpin with
been
some
done with
old
Master
blood
Liu
on
Chen.
it.
Please help him.
This sword mana is very dangerous and disturbing, and if it's touched by small children or older people, they will probably become anxious and ill.
I never would have thought they'd come so quickly. Oh. I haven't learned much, but I know that the King of Yen back then bought bones with 1,000 gold pieces to entice Le Yi and Cao Yen to come to him and join him. Now the Emperor's goods are worth a lot more than a bit of gold. We must fight to the death. Right now, Her Majesty should surely have fled.
The villain is here! This is an excellent opportunity. Hurry up and inform the General.
I am the Emperor. You can't...
Can a demi-demon be Emperor too? Hold your fire. I want to take him alive.
last year. I said I'd ride to Le Yo Plateau in the autumn. I'd still like to try out my new saddle.
General.
Go quickly, before Wu Roy arrives. Quickly!
You all...
Emperor, how can someone of such dignity wind up in such a situation overnight? Oh, right. I probably wouldn't say anything in your place either. Where is Li Yen? The wool over my eyes?
Did that only just occur to you now, Supreme General Wu?
I'll kill you on the spot!
My soul force is limited, and I can only connect to the mirror for so long. That negative chi, it feels so familiar. It seems that the Stranger's Sword and the Southern...
This. It seems that the Stranger's Sword is actually related to the Demon's Sword that appeared in Heavenly Ridge. But we don't have enough information, and the Imperial government's secrets probably play a part in it as well. After all, Empress Sir Sheng has always been known for her iron fist. She makes decisions without hesitation, and does not tolerate personal relationships. What do you think we should do next?
You're very ambitious. But there's no way one person with a sword can take on the Imperial Guard's main encampment, and Wu Roy is still holding the Stranger's Sword. Well, I have an artifact you can use to invade the Imperial Guard camp, but this plan is very dangerous. After all, Wu Roy has a very close relationship with His Majesty. If you're not careful, you'll pay the ultimate price. Have you made up your mind? You're not afraid of death or the devil. The noble lady's assessment is exactly right. Don't worry, the noble lady asked me to tell you she won't hesitate to help you at the critical moment. Take this letter of recommendation with you. Show them the letter if you're stopped for checks. No one will dare delay you. I'll take care of the rest.
Elder Chen Xi, Elder Jing. I have prepared everything for the exorcism. I'm about to sing a song to interrupt Dong Xie's nightmare. I need you two to help me.
Don't worry, Master. We know all about exorcism. In a moment, I will use the rosary to keep the dreamer safe.
Mrs. Chung, how's business today?
This is a military zone. Nobody gets in without permission.
Who goes there? I've never heard of you. Seize him! Is that... Oh, you. How could I be so blind to be rude to an official? I beg your pardon. Of course, of course. Ergen, take this official to the General.
Yes, sir. The great General is the leader of the Imperial Guard. He is not only esteemed by the Emperor, but is also favored by the Prince. And I've also heard that... Officer, the General wishes to speak with you.
A new face? This is the first time I've ever seen you. You say you serve Her Majesty. Are you an immortal from Heaven's Children, or a new prince, perhaps? Her Highness's little jokes keep getting funnier. Just some farmer that needs to be taken care of personally. I guess I'll have to speak to Her Majesty another time. I have a lot to do. Tell me what's going on. I don't have time for these games. Not so fast. All lower-ranked personnel should leave now. I must talk through some details with this knight. Those who dare to enter here will be punished according to military law. Pass on the order. Sir! You, keep talking. You mean the sword that was used to wipe out the entire Wujiao clan? Ah, they were just a small clan, so they were all wiped out. That's hardly important. What has that got to do with my stranger's sword? And here I thought you'd tell me something new. I didn't expect this to concern all that superstitious nonsense about what the difference between you and the weaklings from the previous dynasty.
Master, I sense a great deal of anger within him.
Her Majesty gave orders that anyone who dared to utter words that were not conducive to the stranger's sword had to be punished. Seeing as you came here by yourself, don't be angry if I do not show Her Highness any respect. Let's see what else you've got.
Master, something's not right. He seems to be much more powerful than before.
That was just a little test. Now see how powerful the Sword of Estrangement really is.
Supreme General!
Be polite in the Emperor's presence.
If this knight hadn't taken any risks, I wouldn't have seen the power of the Sword of Estrangement. Soy Boy Ling, heal these heroes.
Yes. Oh, you have courage. Well, the Emperor will help you reach the Imperial Guard.
I received the message from Elder Chen Shi. It seems that the demon sword has appeared in the southern realms, and it is driving people out of their minds and making them enraged. A demon sword fragment was attached to the letter. It is similar to the stranger's sword. Only then did he start to worry about it. He wouldn't have thought that the third brother, who had always been a hero until then, would follow the path of the stranger's sword.
Insufficient inventory space.
Received. This is not the place to talk. Soy Boy Ling, take the stranger's sword. We'll leave the Imperial Guard first, and then we'll see. Wu Sangge has always been condescending to others. I've never seen him cornered before.
The elders decide. Don't stick your nose in, little girl, otherwise your mother and your ghost mentor. Not even that custodian can save you.
Huh? That monster's soul force is so powerful. I've never seen anything like it before in my life.
Soy Boy Ling, your wound.
You'll pay me back for that.
Colin, you're badly injured. It would be best if you went back to Chang'an City to see Elder Chen Shi.
He's busy with his own perfect strategies and has no time for such matters. But if it's healing you need, Yi Fuxiang is more or less on the same level.
Do what you want.
Even those monsters are involved somehow. I really don't know if it's you who commands all that respect, or if it's the stranger sword.
Yes. 2 years ago, a mysterious blacksmith by the name of Zhong Wuqi came to see my father, claiming that he could forge the strongest and truest of swords. Back then, my father was ordered to go on a mission in the south on behalf of the Dell of Forgotten Woes. He didn't have any time to deal with anything else. No one really knows this Zhong Wuqi's deal, and he seemed a bit suspicious too. But my father was always very direct, and this stranger's sword did end up being used on the battlefield. He'd already vanished prior to the Great Battle. In fact, he would not even accept the Queen's gift.
I have to interrupt you two now. We've just received word that a bunch of monsters appeared in Jidong village. The 3 Qi brothers are already on the way.
The monsters are probably stirring because the negative Qi has erupted from the stranger's sword. The 3 heroic Qi brothers are good at tracking and investigating, but they're rather more reluctant when it comes to using violence. With the power of the stranger's sword now known, a letter was sent from the palace to discuss the real contents of the other letter with the housemaster Taizai.
Insufficient inventory space.
酒香。
It's so hard to travel on this straight route these days. Bandits or monsters everywhere. The Imperial Guard aren't far away. Why don't they do something about
it? Why are you here on your own? Where is the Heavenly Lord? I see. He has to protect Her Royal Highness the Princess, so of course he can't budge from her side. We three brothers followed the clues to here. We've discovered that the negative chi grows stronger the farther in we go. Maybe the sword drew something else here along with the monsters. As the Heavenly Lord, Master Sui can enter and leave the palace at any time. A family as sacred as that is truly enviable.
Master, one of the frostbitten hand has been here searching this out of this place. No. Your Majesty, something has happened.
You are very strong. It's no wonder that all these monsters are no match for you. Who knows how you would fare in comparison to the Heavenly Lord? My brother Chi Li is already on the way to sound out the situation further ahead. If there is any evidence, he'll let me know right away. Let's go to the court next to the fish pond and meet him. That's strange. Second brother always dealt with things quickly and quite well. Why has he still not come back?
Level too low. Cannot be used.
blade is really beautiful. Your blade is really beautiful. Give it to me.
Please specify a target first.
This aura gives me unlimited power. Oh, please don't kill me. Hey, we've got company! Yeah, a tough opponent. A tough opponent.
The second brother has been away for such a long time. Why are there still no reinforcements? Could it be that something happened? You know him? There he is! If the elder brother sent you, one can assume that the message was delivered safely. But the second brother, where's he hanging around again? I'm starting to get worried. He's here. Inside the court. You see the big hole next to him? Those monsters came running out of it. Unfortunately, my fighting skills and those of the two brothers are not the best, so you'll have to attend to the matter. Very good. After the Devastator was eliminated, I could finally use this Thunder Magnet Talisman. Yes, it's an artifact bestowed by the Heavenly Lord. It lets you open monuments and cleave mountains in two. Use the talisman now to blast the cave entrance. the hard work has finally... I'm slogging away here all the time. Who knows what he's taking pleasure in right now? You did most of the work for this. Look, the Heavenly Lord wrote to me specially. He wants you to leave the village and go see him. It must be a matter of importance.
This is Her Highness's letter. Destroy it as soon as you've read it. Fortunately, I was healed by one of my associates. Nothing ails me all too much at the moment. Quickly, read that letter. I have other matters to attend to.
The Dowager Empress has been in power for many years, and it is difficult to move her to take back her life on the basis of purely physical evidence. There is a rumor that on the left side of the eastern suburbs, if I can get the evidence, thugs, my superior, part of the Housemaster Imperial Guard, will submit a joint petition to ensure that the truth in addition to the challenge matters in connection with John Wu will be shared. I am sure that the Venerable Ones are already discussing solutions.
Oh, even you've heard about it. They're all desperate scoundrels who would kill a man without batting an eyelid. I see you're traveling on your own. I can go see Her Highness instead if you're afraid. My intentions are good, honestly. Why are you so angry? Ha ha ha, spoken truly and without fear. You're no more a common citizen, and yet I like you better than all these kings and princes. Very well. Let me just impart some good counsel for you on your way, for Her Highness's sake. The roaming bandits originally took Jingliang Chai on the eastern bank of the Wei as their home. A few months ago, though, they fled into the Wood of Veracity. If you wish to question them, you'll have to go to the north-south goods station and seek out someone by the name of Lu Tongqian. He's essentially bankrolling the villains that roam around these parts. Not only does he help them get provisions, sometimes he also sells the goods they've stolen. It's a matter of law. No one can say what's really going on here.
Oh, it's a real shame about Wenbo Shu. He was a good guy, but he had to go down the bloodiest path. Not even I could have saved him. A lot happened yesterday evening, and you really didn't notice anything? I wouldn't dare to teach you. One can tell right away that you've been taught very well. You're so cordial when addressing me. I was a little frightened even. While on the subject, a man named Wenbo Shu started the thing. He was a confidant of Tujir, the bandit leader in the Wood of Veracity. He appreciated justice just as much as wealth, and was loved by his brothers. Ah, perhaps it was too much effort, or people just weren't satisfied. Wenbo Shu and a few brothers decided to enter the Wood of Veracity all of a sudden last night. That's why Tujir was angry. He took a bunch of his own men and captured the traitors. Now he wants to bring them back. He managed to escape, though he might as well just die where he stands. Tujir said he wants to execute all the prisoners in front of everyone. That way, we can see that Wenbo Shu wants to take things as they come. Judging from his character, though, he's the kind of man who would keep going even if there was no way to do so. I'm not so sure about that, though some say he was seen at the Eastern Goods Station. You're right. But whether rogue or nobleman, the use of violence is not permitted either.
Did Tujir send you to do me harm? We don't even know each other. Why should I trust you? Very well. If you can save my brothers, then I will serve you forever in return. My brothers and I could no longer stand around and watch Tujir teasing the others.
To the elite division of the Dexter Imperial Guard. Quite proud of that. But I never would have thought I'd wind up in such a mess one day. I have dishonored my fallen comrade.
Good job. You rescued me. Or Tujia would surely have killed me.
Did Brother Wen send you to rescue me? Thank you.
Thanks to your help, Immortal, my brothers were able to escape that Tujir. I've heard that the great commander Pi Lung Ching of our Dexter Imperial Guard in Chandu has established a Tiger Battalion. After a short break at the North-South Goods Station, I'd like to head south with my brothers to join him. If it weren't for... When Tujir was with that gang of bandits, he took our Dexter Imperial Guard nameplate with our names engraved on it so we could no longer change our opinion. We were held captive in Chang'an for a year and were thieves. If we don't have the right Dexter Imperial Guard nameplate to prove our identity, we'll probably be driven away from the Tiger Battalion. Many of them weren't ready to leave their home, Chang'an, or to serve the false emperor. They were simply forced to join the bandits. They aren't actually bad. I'm afraid that we will no longer be tolerated in Chang'an. Even if we can't bear it,